Starting in your textbook, under Creating a Report using the Report Wizard, you can create a report based on one or more tables or queries. We want to make sure the owner table is selected. Then we're going to go to Create and Report Wizard. Confirm that we're using the correct table, which is owner. And now we're going to select several different fields. So the first one is going to be owner ID, first name, last name. Then we're going to skip over to city, then back to phone, double click, and then select email. Next, we're going to choose a different table or query because we're going to choose two this time. We're going to choose table visit. And we want all 5 fields selected. So click on your double arrow, and that moves it right underneath email. We're going to click on next. And how do we want to view our data? If you'll notice that we put the first table at the top, and then our second table follows that and is slightly indented. So we're going to click on next. No changes there. Do you want to add any grouping levels? Well, we've already got it grouped according to the first table and the second table, so that works fine. So we'll click on next. How do we want to sort this? We're going to sort this by date. So we're going to select visit date, and it's ascending. So click on next. Then we have 3 options for our layout. We have stepped, block, and outline. And we're going to choose outline. We're going to leave it at portrait. We're already looking at the field width is adjusted. So all fields fit on a page. We're going to change our title from just owner to owners and visits. And we're ready to preview the report, so click on Finish. And this is our report. Now there's a few changes that we're going to have to make. Some widening of some columns, some adjustments to some headings. So let's get ready to do that. But first of all, we're looking at this in Print Preview. Notice up at the top by your ribbon. And we're going to click on Zoom Fit to Window so we can see the whole page. So we can see this just a little bit better. I'm going to shrink my navigational area. In the lower left-hand corner, we're going to go to the next page to see how it looks. If you'll notice that we have shading applied to it, so we can tell the difference in the owner records and the visits per owner. It's easier to read. And we have 7 pages, or you may have a little bit different than mine. Let's go back to the very first page. If this was cutting off the data over to the right, we could go up to page layout and select landscape, and that would change to landscape. But our particular report is working fine, so we're going to make sure that portrait is still selected. Okay. Notice that we have 7 pages in the lower right-hand corner, and in the lower left-hand corner we have today's date. Now, my date's going to be showing up a little different than yours depending on when you're watching this video. Now, we're going to change the way this looks a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a theme. So let's close Print Preview and choose Layout View. Click on Design and Theme. And we're going to choose WISP, W-I-S-P. And if you get the option, you can apply theme to this object only. We're also going to make a change to the way our title looks. So we're going to put a space between owners and the word and. So make sure your cursor is between the S and the A and put a space in. Then we're going to change the capital A to a lowercase a. arrow over between the D and the V in and visits, put a space. So it looks like owners and visits with a lowercase a on the and. And if it's not wide enough, right now we're in edit, so if you try to change the side, it's not going to change anything, so we have to click off of it. Make sure that it's highlighted in yellow. The box is highlighted in yellow. And then we can change the width of our field. Click off to the side to deselect it. And we're going to change the alignment of a couple of the fields. Our date needs to be changed. And then we also have some short text that we're going to change the alignment of. We're going to choose Report Layout Tools Format. Click the very first date on your report, first visit date, and you notice it's aligned on the right, where we're wanting it aligned on the left. So we want the left alignment, so click on left alignment in the format group, and it moves it onto the left. Now, if we want to move and resize a field on a report, we're going to try it with offsite visit. So if you notice the heading offsite visit, it's kind of way too far over to the right. Now, if we highlight it in orange, or we choose the box, right, use your left arrow key until you have it centered over the box. Now, if your column or your field isn't wide enough, you can widen your field to where the question mark is showing. Don't get it too big. All right, and then adjust it. If you get it too far over to the left, just use your right arrow to move it to the right. Okay, and you notice that all of the other fields following it, the headings following it, are doing the exact same thing. The next thing that we have is the first occurrence of reason and diagnosis. It is running into our animal ID too close. So what we need to do is choose the first heading for reason and diagnosis, select the shift key, and then click on vaccinations because we want the groupings under it to move as well. And we're going to use the right arrow key 6 times, so it has plenty of room. And then we're going to click on Animal ID. We're going to widen the right side so we can actually see the word ID. Some of you had some dates. Mine's not showing up this way, but there should be some that have the pound sign and the dates aren't showing up. All you need to do is to widen that column. So select your dates, okay, and then just move it to the right by clicking on the right border of your box, and that will widen it until you can actually see the date. You may want to scroll down through your whole report to see that all of your dates are showing up correct. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to select the date of visit, and it is a bit narrow, so we're going to choose the left border, and we're going to make it just a little bit wider, so we can see date of visit heading correctly. Once you're done, click to the right anywhere, right? And we're going to save this and go on to the next part of the report. Now, I want you to press Control Home. That'll take you up to the top of the report. You're going to choose the title, and we're going to change the color of this. So I want you to click on the title, and then under Format, then we're going to click on the down arrow key for the font color. And in the second column, the third one down, in the second grouping, you're looking for black, text 1, lighter 25%. Then we're going to choose the Report Layout Tools Design. And we're going to add that logo with the 2 dogs. So click on Logo and locate where your animal's file is that we used. Mine was in the downloads, so I'm going to double click on it in the downloads. And then you're going to move it over to the right of owners and visits. Remember, it's not going to show as you move it. You're just going to see the crosshairs. So once you get the crosshairs about where you want, about 1/2 inch from the title, then you can let go, and that will move that. So we want to deselect that picture. Sometimes we want to highlight certain data to bring attention to it. So what we can do is we can apply conditional formatting. Make sure that you're in Layout View by clicking on Design, View, Layout View, and then we're going to go to Report Layout Tools Format, and we're going to click on the first city field value, Cody. Okay, so in your first record, click on Cody for ID 2310. And then we're going to click on Conditional Formatting and Control Formatting. New rule. And the field value is, right now it's showing between, and we need to change that to equal to. And you notice that you can have many different things if you're looking for everything other than a certain thing, or if, you know, we've run into how we can choose these when we were working on queries. So we want equal to and Ralston, R-A-L-S-T-O-N. Now we're going to change the color of it so that it brings attention to our particular information. So we're going to change the font color to the bright red, which is, or dark red, which is in the lower left-hand corner. And if you wanted to, we're not going to do it to this one, but you can actually change the background of it so it brings even more attention to it. Okay, on this particular one, we don't want anything. We just want a white background. So we're going to click on OK and Apply and OK. And a lot of times you can click on OK and it will automatically take Apply if you made a choice or change. Right after figure 4-27, we have a section on pro skills and problem solving, understanding the importance of previewing reports. One of the things that you need to understand about when you're working with reports in Access or working with any type of reports is you need to preview them before you send them to who you're going to send them to. A lot of times there's just minor problems or minor errors that can cause big problems. So you want to make sure that you review over it and make sure that you've applied everything correctly. So it's always good to do a print preview before you do that. Now, if you want to print this, just click on Print Preview, Print. And if we just want to print the first page, we can click on Page, and then 1, 2, 1 would print just the first page. Okay? Or we can select records if we wanted to print particular records, and then we click OK. I'm not going to print this one, so I'm going to click on Cancel and click on Close. We're going to save that report and then close it. Before we leave, we're going to go to Database Tools and Compact and Repair Database. And we're finished. Click on Close. Congratulations, you made it through Microsoft Access. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Have a great day.